Good morning, everyone. So today's topic is about the prophets in our midst. And I so often love when the topic is about realizing that we're a prophet or realizing that we're called to prophecy. That's really a potent topic. But just as equally potent is the invitation to recognize the prophets in our midst. As open-hearted and minded and spirited we may be, oftentimes there are prophets in our midst that we miss. There are prophets in our midst that are truly a messenger of an important message, and we miss it. We miss it for numerous reasons, really. We miss it. Maybe we don't see that person as credible. Maybe we're not aligned with the message. Maybe our hearts are closed to having the message packaged in a way that is more acceptable to our senses. It's much easier to hear a word of spirit through someone who pleases your senses in some way. But if God is pulsing in all creation, and all creation is on a path of embodying consciousness in all its fullness, then the messages foretelling, speaking to, calling onward for this are all around us at all times. And they're more obvious than what we think. I want to take this passage from John's Gospel. And let yourself just hear these words. As Jesus passed by, he saw a blind man from birth. His disciples asked him, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" Jesus answered, "Neither he nor his parents sinned. It is so that the works of God might be made visible through him." Jesus spat on the ground and made clay with his saliva and smeared the clay on his eyes. He said to him, "Go wash in the pool of Siloam," which means sent. So he went and washed and came back able to see. His neighbors and those who had seen him earlier as a beggar said, "Isn't this the man that used to sit and beg?" Some said, "It is," but others said, "No, he just looks like him." But he said, "I am." So they said to him, "How is it that your eyes are opened?" And the man said, "The man called Jesus made clay and anointed my eyes. And he told me, 'Go to Siloam and wash.' So I went there and washed and was able to see." So people brought this man then to the Pharisees. And the Pharisees asked him what happened. And he recounted the same story. The Pharisees then said, "This man is not from God because he does not keep the Sabbath." But others said, how can a sinful man do such signs?" So there was division in the face of something that was obviously a miracle. This man whose eyes were healed was a prophet, right? He was foretelling something that was true. This story goes on for quite a while. And in it, what is striking is that the man himself points out the obvious to the Pharisees, that the sign, that the message is in the miracle itself happening. And it invites us to reflect more deeply. Where might we have a stagnant view of the reality around us? Where might we have an idea that's under all the best intentions, a good structure from which we operate in the world? The Pharisees cared about the Sabbath, right? Very, very deeply. There are many stories about being upset about people being cured on the Sabbath. The Pharisees cared about that, but it limited them from seeing the prophet in their midst. So where might you be limited in recognizing the prophet in your midst? This morning's meditation, I wanted to do a throat chakra mantra, and there are numerous ones that I think are really, really powerful. And I settled on this powerful one because it's so simple, and it's difficult for me to give you the words easily and you to close your eyes and know them in such a short time. But this mantra, many of you are probably aware, is So Hum. And the meaning of it is I am that. It specifically moves through the throat chakra in particular to purify it so that we can see we are that. But it moves through these upper realms as well. And there is a balancing, there is a way it balances our energy so that we are more capable of not hitting blocks, but rather being open to seeing I am that. It's cooling and heating, it's masculine and feminine. There are many meanings to this mantra. So when we tone it, and I've got my mala beads here, when we tone it, the so is on the in-breath, which may be a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to say the so like this. So. The tongue hits the roof of the mouth as you draw the breath inward and make the sound so. So. It should be very cooling as you do it. And then the hum is ha. And hum is the throat chakra seed syllable. So hum. And on the hum, remember to put just as much emphasis on the M. So we're opening ourselves so that we might see prophets such as the man that was born blind and was disbelieved, that we might see those kinds of prophets that are right in our midst. So I invite you to close your eyes. And we'll begin after the next exhale. So draw in a breath. Exhale. And we tone our mantra. So ha. 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 So 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 Hum, 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 hum. Be in the silence for a moment and let the mantra continue to expand in your body and in your being. And we begin our second and final round of Soham, inviting in a breath and exhaling. Hum, 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 And when you are ready, open your eyes. Creating openness through your being is the principal way that you and I can realize that we are that, and that the message comes not only in messengers that appeal to us, but in messengers that may ruffle our feathers a little bit. So, in that, I invite you to have a fantastic day. Blessings, my friends.